Today we are going to cover up standard deviation's history, its definition, application, merits, demerits, and the most important part is how to calculate standard deviation for different types of data. So here we start with history first. The concept of standard deviation was first introduced by Carl Pearson in 1893. Before 1893, same term was used by Sir Carl Friedrich Gauss as called mean error. Standard deviation is widely used measure among the measurement of dispersion. Here we can see summary measures which is classified into two parts. First is central tendency, second is variation, or you can say that dispersion. We are not focusing right now on a central tendency. We are just focused standard deviation, which is a part of measures of dispersion. You can say variation. Standard deviation is used to measure how measurements are scattered from average, and it is represented by sigma, which is basically Greek letter. Standard deviation is used extremely in many sectors like weather, sports, money, finance, etc. But for the weather, it is useful to understand the range of daily maximum temperature of selected cities. There are two methods to calculate standard deviation for ungrouped data. First is by taking deviation of the items from the actual mean, or you can say that direct method. Second is by taking deviation of the items from an assumed mean, or you can say that shortcut method. We will discuss both method over here with some of examples also. Let's concentrate on a first method called direct method. Here formula is already given where d equal to deviations from the actual mean, xi means value of observations, x bar is the arithmetic mean, and n means total number of observations. Let's take an example to understand how to calculate standard deviation for formula with the use of formula. Find the mean respiration rate per minute and its standard deviation for the observations 16, 13, 17 and 22. So here we can find mean equal to 17 as a total of all observations divided by the total number of observations. Now we will find deviations from the mean, that is d equal to xi minus x bar, and the total of deviations from their exact mean is always 0. Now calculate square of deviation and we can see that total of this d square is 42. Now using the formula we can find the answer of standard deviation is 3.2. Now we come on second method called shortcut method. Here we provide you a formula for a shortcut method where d equal to x minus a means deviation from the assumed mean. Then obviously a equal to assumed mean and n equal to total number of observations. Let's take an example. Calculate standard deviation for the given observations. Now first we calculate deviations from the assumed mean, that is d equal to x minus a, which you can see in column number 2. Here we take a equal to 264 as an assumed mean. Instead of 264 you can assume any other value. Also we can find summation d equal to 1. Now calculate square of deviation and we can find summation d square equal to 2689. Let's put the value in the formula and we can see that sigma equal to 16.4. Up to the last slide we discuss about the ungrouped data, and now we are going to discuss discrete series or group data, calculation of standard deviation. There are two methods, direct method, shortcut method. First method for the group data, actual method or direct method. Here we provide formula of standard deviation where x bar is the arithmetic mean, f is the corresponding frequency and n is total of frequency. Second method, assume mean method or shortcut method. Now from this formula, A is assume mean, D is deviation from assume mean, F is the corresponding frequency and N is total of the frequency. In this question, periods are given, that is denoted by Xi, and number of patients are denoted by Fi, that is frequency. Now calculate deviation from assumed mean, and here we take A equal to 13. After the calculation of deviation, multiply second and third column and obtain summation FD, and that is -10. Then compute column number 5, that is square of deviation. Using this value, compute column number 6, that is FD square, and we find summation FD square equal to 92. After putting the value in the formula, we can see that sigma equal to 1.342. Here we are discussing calculation of standard deviation for continuous series. In this formula, I stands for common class interval. Continuous series is given in this question, that is 10 to 20, 20 to 30 and so on. So here we have to calculate mid value, that is column number 3, where mid value equal to lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. From this mid value, calculate deviation FD and FD square. We can find summation FD equal to -30, summation FD square equal to 152. By putting this value in formula, we can find sigma equal to 14.28. Now, if two or more samples are given and if we want to find combined standard deviation, then we can use this formula where sigma 1 is the standard deviation of first group, sigma 2 is standard deviation of second group, x bar 1 2 is the combined mean. Let's we take an example of combined standard deviation. For that, size, mean and variance of both group are already given. Now using the formula, we can find combined mean is 55 and combined standard deviation is 7.57, and coefficient of variation of first group is 5 and coefficient of variation of the second group is 4.44. Here we discuss merits of standard deviation. So in calculation, we are using all the observations. Standard deviation never ignores the signs like plus or minus. It is applicable for the further algebraic treatment. Standard deviation is also used in correlation, regression, skewness, etc. It is much affected by the fluctuations. Using combined standard deviation, we make a comparative study of two or more series. On other hand, there are some limitations of standard deviation. It is not understood by a common man. Calculation is difficult, highly affected by extreme value, and it cannot be used for comparing the standard deviation of two or more series given in different units.